Я надеюсь, он у меня не крашнется второй, блядь, раз. Он у меня перестанет крашиться. Это помойка, а не программа. Сука. Вроде заработала. Ебейшая программа, конечно. Это просто охренеть. Так. Тогда я вот это могу закрыть. Ставить вот это. Лайв-чат тогда ставлю. Господи Иисусе, ОБС, шо ж ты такой конченый сегодня? Это прям даже не смешно. Ай. Везет, у меня шейдер подготавливается 100-500 лет. Ну, блин, я заебался вчера это настраивать, и я еще не включил h.2 монитор. Потому что мне надо проверить, сколько у меня видеопамяти сейчас будет жрать стрим и игра одновременно. Если очень много, то мы в дерьме. Приобретайте дополнительный внутриигровой контент, чтобы сделать ваш волшебный мир еще более разнообразным. Покажи палочку. Блять, точно. Сука, бегу за палочкой. Ща. Я же обещал. Где мой шарф? А вот мой шарф, точно. Я просто обязан. Я считаю, что это не кринж. Это база. Когда ты так делаешь. Блять, сейчас я подготовлюсь к стриму. Мне прям напомнили. Спасибо, спасибо. Ну, сука. О, зато не холодно. О! За показ палочки живьем кинуть демонетизацию. Грик, ну ты прям меня не любишь. Ты прям хочешь, чтобы я пострадал на этом стриме. Так, я не знаю, как поставить микрофон, чтобы было видно. Вот так. Вот. Тут, как вы видите, шарфик. Обязательно шарфик. Это очень важно. И самое главное, палочка Кингсли Шеклболта. Это вам не хухры-мухры. Это вам не палочка Гермионы Грейнджера, не палочка господина Гарри Поттера. Это у меня написано. А, ну засвечивает. Ладно. Спасибо. Свет помогает, скажем так. Я вам обещал показать волшебную палочку. Демонетизация YouTube уже случилась. Но я в принципе не монетизирован. Я не знаю, почему я должен быть демонетизирован. Наконец-то. Сейчас надо это... Мальчик, который стримил. Мальчик, который стримил, достал палочку. Я надеюсь, мой шарф это будет базировано. Он, правда, не супер прям хорошо на мне лежит, потому что я не умею завязывать шарфы, ребят, вы меня извините. Поэтому... Будет так. Хотя это, блять, кринжово. Ладно, ща. Просто вот так его положу. Все. Как вам такой вариант? Я думаю, что ок. Ладно, в любом случае микрофон мешает, поэтому будем считать, что микрофон не мешает. Палочку положим пока в сторону. Пусть лежит так. О, хорошо. Правда, у меня ебло такое страшно жирное с этим шарфом. Ну ладно. А, где мой джойстик? Где мой геймпад? Вот он, мой геймпад. И играть мы будем с геймпада, потому что так лучше. Те, кто не увидели палочку, попросят ее потом. Это нормально. Так, я вчера понял, почему у меня слетел стрим вечером. История была такая, что эта игра имеет очень сложную оптимизацию, и она жрет настолько много видеопамяти, что надо снижать настройки. По-другому никак. Даже со сниженными настройками и рендером в 50% игра выглядит охуительно. Ну, за оптимизацию мы, конечно же, сделаем им минус, но репаро случился, поэтому сегодня мы можем постримить. Выбьем с собой дверь и... Which way is the common room? Common room. Я просто обязан. Come. Палочка будет лежать на стриме передо мной. Я не буду ее далеко убирать. Извините, я сегодня гриффиндорец с хаффлпафом на моем шарфе, но это нормально. Так, интересно, сюда можно? Да, сюда можно. Оу. Кажется, я зашел не в ту... А это точно безопасно? Туда точно безопасно спускаться? А детишки нынче-то веселятся, паркурят. Стоп, а... Да, прыгнуть я там не смогу. Ладно. Пожалуйста, упади оттуда. То есть это интерактив в Гриффиндуй. Паффлдуй тогда уж. А, точно, я же могу спринт нажать. Чё я? Мельчусь. Вы посмотрите на эти анимированные картины. Это же шикарно. А, точно, я же поменял. Да, теперь у меня нормальное управление. Теперь оно будет соответствовать. Оно будет соответствовать тому, что я вижу. Поэтому... Но вот то, что они сделали отсутствие интерактива, когда ты кастуешь рядом с людьми, это глупо. Вы когда-нибудь видели таких NPC? Господи, это восхитительно. Просто in a moment игра с Perfect Zero to Perfect 10. А, это надо какое-то какое-то заклинание надо уметь. К сожалению, я его не умею еще делать. Представьтесь Крессиде, Гарриту и Нелли. Я все еще могу проходить сквозь NPC-шников. Ой, сколько субтитров-то. Причем дальность субтитров отображается подсветка разная. О! Гермиона Грейнджер. Сам сварил. Это Уизли. Can't believe it.
Is it true that someone from the ministry was with you in the carriage?
Oh, yes. A friend of Professor Fig's.
Oh, didn't mean to pry. Nasty business, dragons. Again, very glad you're here.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor Weasley?
I am. She's my aunt.
Does having your aunt here make things difficult?
More than you'd think. Most people assume I can't get into trouble or be given detention. But they're wrong. Aunt Matilda tends to treat me as if I'm a first year. Keeps too close an eye on me. It's all a bit suffocating, to be honest.
Suffocating.
She means well.
Духота!
And she's an incredibly powerful witch.
Ля, чел там с палочкой просто сидит так. До тех пор, пока в глаз себе не попадет.
Are you having butterbeer for breakfast?
Oh no. I've been perfecting a recipe I came up with over the summer. I'm almost there. Based on some reactions, it may need a bit more work.
Seems you enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts?
Никогда так давно еще не наслаждался диалогами в играх.
Fundamentally, between brewing a modification to butterbeer and a Wiggenweld potion. Though I'm not certain Professor Sharp would make the connection. He doesn't appreciate my creativity as much as you might think.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Gareth, and thank you for the insights on your aunt.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Good luck today.
Ля, прям хочется его теперь выбрать в качестве напарника. Мне нравится его британский акцент. Он шикарен. Яблоко. Яблоко is good. Интерактивненько. Такое мне нравится. Это придает игре души, деталей. Там тема Гарика играет, просто ее очень плохо слышно. Dark Souls. Еще одно яблоко. 2 apples a day. Save a wizard once a day. Я не знаю, извините. Придумайте шутку за меня. 2 apples a day. Что-нибудь такого плана. Сундук. Да, я в него ничего положить не могу, да? Какие доспехи. Надеюсь, в эндгейме я смогу носить такие же. Мы же играем в магический Dark Souls все-таки. По привычке не ту кнопку жму. Hello there.
Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Splendidly. Вы когда-нибудь слышали подростков в Британии, который говорит splendidly? Извините, я картошечку. От такой игры аж куча. Ваше здоровье. Британская игра. Ладно, неправильно сказал. Игра про Британию. Нужно пить чаек. И закидываться картошечкой. Печеная картошка — это охуенно, ребят. Что у меня на голове за пиздос? Я хочу выглядеть как мой персонаж, а я выгляжу как дебил. Ладно, буду душнёй.
I'd say your wand work could be a bit more fluid.
My wand work is fine, thank you. I can cast spells more complicated than this one without speaking. I'm just going to keep at it.
Is it really that difficult to cast non-verbally?
Oh, yes. And if you don't get it just right, the results can be, shall we say, awkward. Once, I tried to cast Depulso non-verbally on a goblet in the Great Hall and ended up launching Professor Sharp's Yorkshire pudding into his face. He was not happy.
Ладно, долго мы с ней разговаривать не будем. Мы уже определились, кто будет нашим соратником. И это будет не она. И точно не она какая-то небезопасная. Она еще какая-то не только гиперактивная, но и гипермимикрированная. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Гипермимикрированная. Молодец. Да, уже вижу косяки графики на волосах из-за того, что я понизил графику, но мне похуй. Ну, это короче, проблема с тенями, да? Похуй. Да, конечно, 90% памяти занимает эта игра. Ладно. Надеюсь, мой стрим не слетит. Если мой стрим слетит, я буду еще сильнее резать графику. Я, конечно, могу сделать вот так.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you
Ой.
around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower.
You never know. Bye for now.
И она туда же полезла. Ни хрена себе паркур. Вот это паркур, вы посмотрите на это. Какой-то неудобный выход из комнаты.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track
Я
of
тоже не
what you
понял,
are
что
learning,
это.
so
Это
that you
нормальный
master
вопрос.
all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Я тоже так хочу.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Peasy has a brand new game.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up. Ah, the guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Barufio. Simply cast Revelio on it and we'll see
Revelio.
what the guide says.
Мозговым эликсиром. А как открыть это руководство? Все, да. Пробегай.
Да ладно, я могла бы это. Нам все нормально справиться.
И как я должен открыть руководство? Оу. Ага.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities
Revelio.
like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Ну, memory utilization пока на 90%, это
No time
нормально.
to waste.
Это еще жить можно. По привычке не ту кнопку нажимаю. Добавили бы хоть что-нибудь, какую-нибудь реакцию у кого-нибудь.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use blue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Это точка быстрого перемещения. Вау, какая смешная карта. Интересная система быстрого перемещения, мне нравится. Выглядит интересно.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive.
Спасибо.
Our King's Cross station.
Спасибо, Грикс.
That should be
Гоблины,
all for
которые
now.
держат фонтан,
You'll be expected to attend
что-то
both
как-то
charms
жестко.
and defense
Я,
against the
конечно,
dark arts
знал, что
classes
волшебники
today.
расисты
And I'd like
и
to be sure
шовинисты,
you
но
get
не
to
настолько.
Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Ну а в этой локации утилизация упала на 10%. Ну, короче, я понял, все зависит от того, где ты находишься в Хогвартсе. Интересно.
Defense against the dark arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of defense against the dark arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Блин, рекомендовать подросткам пить пиво, это, конечно, смешно.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much.
Блин, хочешь посмотреть?
Happily, your professors have
Ну,
agreed
как
to
выглядит?
create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig, your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's
Да,
path,
не у всех такая
Professor.
приятная мимика.
Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well.
Как-то у Фига
Enough
поинтереснее
chit-chat.
выглядит, чем
I
у
need to get to
Уизли.
class myself. Might I rely on
Да и
you,
у ГГ
Professor
тоже
Fig,
более
to
такая
explain the
живая.
details of the field guide's map?
Просто посмотрите
Of
на
course.
Фига, какой он милый.
Thank you.
Это он улыбается, какая няшка.
Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be
Use your
invaluable.
field guide. It's important that you feel the field
I'll
guide.
be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you
Я уже
immersed
боялся,
yourself
что он
in
скажет
studies.
Star Platinum.
Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to
Bloody
yourself
witch.
for now. We don't know where
Всё
this
знает,
path we've
всё
embarked
пытается
upon will
разузнать.
lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Да, Блэку лучше не знать, что мы делаем.
Good.
Это правда.
Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Ой.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be
Да, то есть
incredibly
я
helpful.
научился
Thank
выбирать
you.
путь.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Что-то от холодного воздуха прям это. Угу. Пуляешь книжку и бежишь за ней. В принципе, верно. Вау, какая прогрузка локации была потешно долгая. Самое главное, чтобы стрим не упал. Ой, тут что-то где-то есть, да? Где-то что-то есть с Ревелио, но я не пойму где. Ладно, похер.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Занятие на свежем воздухе — это хорошо. Это даже немножко хорошо для моей видеокарты. Немножко разгрузить ее от мучения, которое является эта игра.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Accio, now, think of this like... Very good! Not to worry. That's it! Splendid! Don't lose your composure. Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Мне будет сложно это побить.
Accio.
Very good.
Let us see this. That is how it's done.
Accio.
Stay focused.
Окей.
Be sharp.
попробую схитрить.
There we go.
Не получилось схитрить.
Nicely done.
Ну ладно, 10 очков разница.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go. Yes!
Accio.
Excellent control there.
Я только что сделал хуже.
Let us see this.
Окей, я вас понял.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind. Well done. Watch this. I thought I had that.
That's it. Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can
A
use
word,
Accio
if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor. though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Special assignment. Ага. Ну ладно, по крайней мере...
Revelio.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
But a bit mad. What a mad lad.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale.
Ух,
I've been eager to meet
лицо как
you.
у меня отводки.
You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
Случайно нажал.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
I can't believe Black is still there. And then the werewolves doing the goblins in the upfront.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of defeated.
And by the end of this, the Minister for Magic was Albert Booth.
Благодарю за будь здоров. Полина, в этой игре можно погладить котика. А еще рассыпать книги. Боже, это было шикарно.
And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with
Accio.
Professor Flack!
А? А. Ага. А, я, кажется, понял, почему вот это ведет. Интересная загадка. А, тут не все варианты есть. This is hard. Да, this is hard. Оу, нет, this is not hard. Кажется, я понял. То есть тут надо... Так, если мы из 5 вытаскиваем 3, у нас остается всего 2. Как понять, что здесь имеет двойку? Типа 2 рога, условно, да? А тут внизу 6, при этом есть 1, то здесь надо 5. А на чем у нас из этого изображено 5? Блин, какой-то... Так нет, мне здесь 7 надо, блядь. Все-таки я сумел это разобраться. Ну, мантия для квиддича. Ну, судя по тому, как эта загадка была сделана, типа вот это там внизу 0, это 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ну и учитывая, что здесь по конечностям можно типа посчитать условно. Ну да. Как-то я сумел догадаться. Опа. Получили новые очки. Еще перчатки получили. Легендарные. Просто только где переодевать персонажа. Оу. Забавно. А почему я это все надеть не могу? Это надо где-то достать, что ли? Странно. Оу. Оу. Вот как это делается. Ладно, пока не будем. Пока, я думаю, вот так сойдет. Сойдет. Квадратные очки пока выглядят получше. Сойдет для начала. Так, соответственно, нам надо выбрать следующий квест. Обычные задания.
Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Lumos. Accio.
Угу. Какой-то грустный сундук. Для него нужно что-то определенное, чтобы его открыть. О, это рукоятка. Окей. Не успел разглядеть.
Revelio.
You can't imagine how inconvenient.
Такой типа не бегать. Да, немножко иногда подгружают, конечно, но ничего не поделаешь.
Revelio.
Угу.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. You may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember.
Levioso.
Good. Now, well done. Well done.
Levioso.
Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy. Protego! Levioso! Good form. I know. Nothing lucky about it. Levioso.
A perfectly executed Levioso.
What would be your first duel? Let's just say I'm a quick learner. Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Такой довольный.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Heckard. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Это было быстро.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years.
Levioso!
Not anymore.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, You might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Revelio.
Постоянно горит, ладно.
On another adventure, are we?
Wonder how Sharp injured his leg.
Revelio.
А, этот сундук как-то ниже находится.
Ronan certainly employs great teaching methods. While I don't always enjoy his games, I can admire the enthusiasm.
А, вон.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor. This is the right area. Wonder where the flying page is. Accio! Got it. A flying page must be around here somewhere. Brilliant. Revelio.
Don't get too cocky simply because you had one victory over Sallow. You never back down from the fight.
Revelio.
And 42 staircases, and this is where they put me.
Revelio.
I trust the preliminary...
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic. That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly
Revelio.
symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Reparo.
Nicely done. Works like a charm, doesn't it?
Accio. Lumos. Accio.
Так, где второй?
Revelio.
Rumor.
Defense against the dark arts.
Ага, я не угадал. Два, 4. 10. Минус 2, 8. То есть вот это здесь. А там получается, если 9 минус 5. Тогда вот так все должно. Нет. Хорошо. You've got to be kidding me. You fucking what? Фиг там плавал, я неправильно посчитал. Блять, математика. Вот это тут должно быть.
Revelio.
Black noticed I'd die of embarrassment if my mother told me how Matty manages. In my
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
Вот она.
Half a bottle of flabbergasted leech.
Revelio.
Oh dear, I shall get in trouble for this.
Is everything all right?
Oh, hello. Nice to see you again. Thank you for asking. And I'm afraid everything's not all right. I may be in a spot of trouble with the librarian. You might recall that I was trying to cast non-verbally when we met in the common room. Well, I mastered that, and now I've taken to creating my own charms. Thought I'd perfected my light as a feather charm to use on my library books. My arms get so tired carrying them around all day. But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my incantation, because when I opened my bag just now in the library, they literally took flight.
That sounds brilliant, actually.
Thank you. Somehow I don't think the librarian will see it that way. I collect the books and remove the charm myself, except this isn't the first time one of my charms has threatened the peace of the library. Our meet told Madame Scribner they were my books flying around, so she said that if I caused her any more trouble, she'd write to my parents. Perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5. She won't be suspicious of a new student looking around.
I suppose I could help, if I have the time.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. One of the books is my diary. I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. If you could collect them and bring them to me, I can remove the charm.
I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. Got it. Only 4 more to go. Revelio. Accio.
I've always said
Revelio.
travel broadens the mind.
Accio. This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her. Revelio.
Или наоборот, внизу.
Accio. Revelio.
Нет, значит, внизу.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
Чё-то я не вижу. Где еще книжка летает?
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Ну, видимо, я не закончу эту миссию, пока не получу нужное заклинание, да?
Revelio.
This cannot possibly be as difficult as it seems.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating
Revelio.
that solves the mystery.
My siblings and I have all been sorted into
Revelio.
Do you think I have a big fault?
Considering
Revelio.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
I don't know why shops always referring to standard ingredients.
Hello, Sebastian.
Ah, my new charge. I'm told you're in dire need of supplies, and I'm to accompany you into Hogsmeade for them. Is this your first foray into the village?
It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
Well, I shall endeavour to be the very best of guides, then. Hogsmeade's a charming little place. Self-contained, too. We should be able to find you everything that you need. Shall we? I was glad Professor Weasley asked me to join you today.
As am I. Thank you, by the way.
Of course. You're the only one who's ever bested me in a duel. The way I see it, I'd be wise to keep an eye on you. Speaking of Weasley, she seems to have taken quite a shine to you.
Has she? That's nice to hear.
I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
Just enough to keep me well-rounded. Speaking of detention, this trip to Hogsmeade might have saved me from one.
Glad I could be of service.
Madam Scribner, the librarian, was on the hunt for me, as is often the case. Professor Weasley came to retrieve me, and I was able to convince old Scribner that I had somewhere to be.
So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side?
Well, I suspect it's a matter of differing opinions. She thinks I shouldn't be allowed in the restricted section, and I, on the other hand, I'm inclined to disagree. Oh, just one moment. This is an excellent spot to gather lacewing flies. They're pretty to look at. If you stew them long enough, they make a powerful potion ingredient. Merlin's beard from the Forbidden Forest. Look!
What's going on?
See for yourself. Quite a sight, isn't it? You certainly don't see that every day.
Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs.
Absolutely.
Likely already named it.
To the left is the Forbidden Forest. Out of bounds to all students.
Oh, hence the name.
Precisely. They think it's too dangerous. I think they need to have more confidence in our defensive abilities. Ah, you can see Hogsmeade just past those ruins up ahead. Have you had much of a chance to explore the castle?
A little. It's positively enormous.
It is that. I've been there 5 years and barely scratched the surface. Loads to see, places to discover.
Oh? Any you'd like to share with the class?
Perhaps one day. I can't go around telling you all my secrets now, can I? You still haven't told me how you became so good at dueling. I've always thought Thestrals pulling a carriage a bit grim. Though I suppose most people don't actually see them at all.
But you can see them.
Unfortunately. But you've seen quite a bit yourself firsthand too. Most notably that dragon attack. Hopefully the rest of your year isn't as eventful. Mr. Moon. He's the Hogwarts caretaker. Looks a bit worse for wear. Hello, Mr. Moon. Have you met our new 5th year?
Pleasure. You might want to turn back, Mr. Sallow. Turn and run.
Is everything all right, sir?
Oh, look right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did, Mr. Moon?
Guys. Ugly and airy and... I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
A demi, guys. I don't know what he's putting in his pumpkin juice, and he's obviously had too much of it. I've never seen Mr. Moon in such a state. Mr. Moon is quite the character. My sister Anne thinks he's lovely, but I'd say he could improve a bit as a caretaker.
Oh, is your sister in Slytherin too?
She is, or rather, she was. She's not well at the moment, but she'll be better soon and back at Hogwarts.
Так, это мне уже не нравится. Все-таки тут есть в этом плане косяк. Большой. Что ли так?
Honestly, if one could bottle the magic of this place, I don't know if it's the shops or the people, but there's just something about Hogsmeade. We all flock to it like moths to a flame.
Я знаю, что надо сделать сейчас. Так, не запустить просто заново ее. Я не знаю, кто это у нас из соседей так смешно бегает. Но бегают часто. Извините, шарф пришлось снять. Уж больно в нем жарковато. Уснул уже. Так. Теперь, когда я пофидлил с настройками, я надеюсь, что после перезагрузки будет чуть-чуть помягче. Так. Бежать прям.
As am I. Thank you, by the way.
Of course. You're the only one who's ever bested me in a duel. The way I see it, I'd be wise to keep an eye on you. Speaking of Weasley, she seems to have taken quite a shine to you.
Has she? That's nice to hear.
I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record.
Spend a lot of time in detention, do you?
Just enough to keep me well-rounded. Speaking of detention, this trip to Hogsmeade might have saved me from one.
Glad I could be of service.
Madam Scribner, the librarian, was on the hunt for me, as is often the case. Professor Weasley came to retrieve me, and I was able to convince old Scribner that I had somewhere to be.
So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side?
Well, I suspect it's a matter of differing opinions. She thinks I shouldn't be allowed in the restricted section, and I, on the other hand, am inclined to disagree. Oh, just one moment. This is an excellent spot to gather lacewing flies. They're pretty to look at. If you stew them long enough, they make a powerful potion ingredient.
Revelio.
Merlin's beard from the Forbidden Forest. Look. What's going on? See for yourself. Quite a sight, isn't it? You certainly don't see that every day.
You think Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs?
Absolutely.
Likely already
To the left is the Forbidden Forest. Out of bounds to all students.
Oh, hence the name.
Precisely. They think it's too dangerous. I think they need to have more confidence in our defensive abilities. Ah, you can see Hogsmeade just past those ruins up ahead. Have you had much of a chance to explore the castle?
A little. It's positively enormous.
It is that. I've been there 5 years and barely scratched the surface. Loads to see, places to discover.
Oh? Any you'd like to share with the class?
Perhaps one day. I can't go around telling you all my secrets now, can I? You still haven't told me how you became so good at dueling.
Сейчас я кое-что сделаю. Steam. Хм. Мгм. Так, тогда я... Так, я тогда... Сейчас. Я вообще пытаюсь пофиксить все эти косяки небольшие графические все еще, поэтому на сегодня я пока закончу. Еще немножко с настройками помучаюсь. Ну, завтра, послезавтра попробую еще раз со стримом, потому что пока что игра технически не хочет, чтобы ее стримили. Ну, по крайней мере, на данный момент. Так что я сейчас побалуюсь с настройками, заодно еще драйвера под нее обновлю. Посмотрю, может там что-нибудь новенькое вышло. Все, время 11, поэтому давайте уже все остальное завтра. Ну и послезавтра, соответственно. Давайте на связи. Пойду посплю.